The views expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of Cities 92.9, its staff, management, or advertisers.
Going on, Bloomington Normal. I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, and you are listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is area code 309-451-9299, and you can also text the show at 309-451-9299. Hope you guys are out there doing well. Hope you guys are all doing well mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Even though there might be some strange things going on within the day, I always tell people, they say things like, I'm not having a good day. I'll say the day is always good, but the things that happen in the day may not be. So just think about that because it can really help you out psychologically. Guys, I know it's been a while since y'all was like, where have you been? We've been wanting to talk to you. And I know I've gotten the emails, I've gotten the texts about the current things that's going on. We're going to be hitting on some things from Will Smith being banned to the Texas governor sending the illegal immigrants to Washington, D.C., to the Disney CEO with one of the biggest, cringiest CEO virtue signalings you've seen, from Black Lives Matter scamming the living daylights out of folks that we saw coming, a lot of us saw coming, you know, us conspiracy theories saw coming, all the way to actually trying to change the name of a brand of food to Cracker Jills. So, I mean, guys, it's some crazy, crazy stuff that's going on. But nonetheless, why wouldn't there be crazy stuff going on with crazy people? I mean, we expect crazy people to do crazy things, right? So anyway, start this thing off that I want to hit on right now is with Will Smith. If you don't know this, Will Smith smacked Chris Rice for getting up there and telling a joke. Chris Rock, not Chris Rice, Chris Rock. He smacked Chris Rock for telling a joke. And anyway, a lot of videos have come out since then. They got videos of Chris Rock getting hit for telling a joke. And they got a video angles out there with Chris Rock telling a joke. Will Smith laughs at the jokes. Jada didn't look too happy. Will Smith goes up there and smack Chris Rock. But then they have another angle that after Chris was smacked, Will Smith turns back to his seat. And when Chris Rock said, you know, Will Smith just smacked the boop out of me. Then they showed Jada Pinkett laughing. So anyway, so many different angles, so many different videos, so many different perspectives. When it all comes down to it, nobody should have got assaulted for telling a joke. Okay? So anyway, the reason I say all this is because Will Smith has been banned. He resigned at first, but then the Oscars and their committee, they came back and they officially banned Will Smith, and they banned him for 10 years. And according to them, he cannot attend any of the Oscars physically or virtually, right? That was their punishment to him. But there is a but. He still can win Oscars. So when you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, what harm did it do to Will Smith at all? What harm did it do to him? I mean, he still can win Oscars. So what harm did it do? Oh, he can't come to the Oscars. Oh, you mean the show that nobody's probably been watching for the past, I don't know how many years? I forgot that the Oscars even existed. I'm like, oh, yeah, they still doing that? Handing out the little gold ball-headed man or woman, whatever. In today's world, we don't know what it is, right? But that's not no punishment for anything. If anything, he probably should have got some jail time. Even if Chris Rock did not want to press charges, the fact that we got to see it live on TV, Chris Rock getting assaulted. If that had been anybody else, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think would have happened? How about you call and let me know, 309-451-9299. What do you think would have happened if that would have been anyone else that would have got up on the stage and they would have smacked a celebrity? Anybody. What would you think would have happened to them? They would have probably got apprehended right there on the spot, taken away. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. But in today's world, though, because of all the, the privilege that you have amongst the rich and the rich, you won't have any type of punishment, right? Although it was seen by a lot of people, there is nothing that was going to be done to Will Smith. So anyway, we got a caller that's on the line right now. We're going to address the caller. Caller, you're on Cities 92.9. This is Ty.
Hey, Ty. How you doing? My name's Jackson.
Jackson, how are you?
Good, man. I'm doing good. I've called him before. I actually called before talking about what I'm studying here at ISU at college, criminal justice, and my goals of being a police officer. So it's my second time calling. It's good to talk to you again.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. What you got, sir?
Yeah, so regarding the Will Smith stuff, I think it's just a lot of people are narrowing down on the Oscars specifically, and in my opinion, it kind of branches out to a wider scope where you're seeing a trend of these actions by whether it's BLM, Antifa, or other radical movements on like the left, where they choose violence,
right.
And even though it might not be burning down a police precinct in Oregon or Baltimore, it is still allowing kids who are watching maybe the Oscars to see that, oh, this might be acceptable. And instead of like a man taking it after the show, talking to Chris and maybe expressing his views that way on the joke, instead he goes up on stage and smacks them violently. So, and then I would say that the worst thing is that, like America nowadays, when these situations happen on a broader scale, you have a group that stands up and claps for it, and it's the exact same thing that happened at the Oscars. You had a group that were absolutely disgusted, as they should have been, and then you had a group in the crowd that when he accepted his Oscar award, they're clapping and with tears in their eyes because he's so brave and strong. I think it's the complete opposite. I don't think it's strong at all, and I think it's absolutely harming a new generation of kids or just society in general, that's something that should be accepted when in reality it really shouldn't.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too. I mean, to me, I think about it like like when kids that are on the the playground or something like that, or even kids that just in general, you will see that if one kid seems like somebody is getting the best of them or something like that, especially when it comes to words, the one that wants to snap out and go pick up something, hit the kid with a stick, a brick, or even resort to just trying to punch them, to me, it actually shows me how weak they are. Because when you have to resort to violence because somebody is using words towards you, it shows me as an individual how weak you are.
Yep, I exactly agree. There really isn't really room in our society for this type of behavior, and it really does, I think, trickle down from the top. Unfortunately, celebrities are put on a pedestal, and a lot of people admire them. I try not to. I'll watch a movie and enjoy it, but when people put them on a pedestal and accept the behavior that commonly is very ridiculous, and this is just one showing of it, with the Hollywood elites and whatnot. I think it cripples our society, and it sets expectations, or I guess stuff that is accepted where it really shouldn't be. And again, it wasn't everyone in Hollywood, or even the American media for that matter, that was promoting and standing up for Will, but there was a good majority, and to me, it's just very unfortunate, and I completely agree. There's a time and a place to defend yourself, but there's also a time and a place, to be respectful and to be in the situation, a man, and deal with it like a man. So, opinion on the matter, yeah.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Please don't be a stranger again, because you're getting a lot of praises on the internet right now, with folks kind of giving you a thumbs up and saying, "Oh, great on the caller right now." So keep on giving us those tips, man, and good luck with the schooling. I'm pretty sure you're gonna go out there and kill it, man. I can't wait to hear just some of the different things that you might have come across as you get through this process. As you said, criminal justice, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that'd be good. Just so you call in now and then and just say, hey, this is something that I have to intern in. This is what's going on, to give people a reality perspective on a lot of things that's been going on in society right now, that, the media is going to end up trying to make it look like it's something completely different, when we'll be able to get the reality from real individuals like you who's actually in that field. So again, appreciate you for calling in, man. Thanks for those tips. Thanks for that perspective, and God bless.
Hey, absolutely, Ty. I appreciate you letting me call in again, and I'll call in at some other point to give you an update. I really appreciate it. You take care. God bless.
You too. Good deal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to the caller there who called in here before, giving us his perspective on the ordeal that's going on right now. Again, if you'd like to call in and state your perspective on it, the phone number is 309-451-9299. And again, the phone number here is 309-451-9299. So as you guys can see right now, that is just absolutely something that we can see as a prime example, as a smack in the face, no pun intended, to those out there who think that this is only about white people having privilege. Because I told people from the beginning, it's not about no one's skin color. It's all about where you are on a social economical status, right? Because the fact that you can get up there and assault somebody in front of millions of people, There's no denying that. There's no getting around it. There is no, that didn't really happen or that's not what he meant. We all got to see Chris Rock get smacked, right? We got to see assault on TV. And not only that, it was recommended and kind of pretty much asked for him to leave. And he refused to leave. He refused to leave. If that had been anybody else, you guys already know. You know what would have happened. They would have been arrested. They would have been on TV as being one of the biggest things. I can't believe he assaulted a celebrity. Oh, the audacity. Anyway, folks, more to show when we come back. You're listening to Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal.
Cities 92.9's dependable weather.
Provided by Dr. Lawrence Lee, Orthopedic and Shoulder Center Studio.
I'm WMBD Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates. Skies will be mostly clear today with highs in the lower 50s. Overnight, mostly clear with temperatures dropping into the low 30s. And on Easter Sunday, highs in the 50s with showers developing late.
Are you hurt or in pain? Dr. Lawrence Lee Orthopedic and Shoulder Center offers same-day appointments to help you get relief. Call today.
Fact, over 90% of people value the heart, not the skin of their friends and neighbors. So what if heart not skin might not sit well with the racists? So what? That the evil Black Lives Matter burns, destroys, and smashes things. So what if critical race theory and all its lies doesn't like the message Heart Not Skin pushes? Take action and join Heart Not Skin today. Start a Heart Not Skin chapter today and visit heartnotskin.com to buy a t-shirt. Heart Not Skin is your Bloomington Normal nonprofit. Color blindness, we love it, we don't judge.
Ever find yourself nodding in agreement with someone when you couldn't really make out what they said? You just don't want them to know you're struggling to hear. Or is it them? Secretly, you're thinking to yourself, speak up, you're mumbling. Visit Always Hear Hearing Center for a free hearing test so you'll know for sure if it's you or them. Stop feeling left out and start hearing better with Always Hear Hearing Center. Call right now and rejoin the conversation.
664-6200. Always Hear Hearing Center.
At First State Bank of Bloomington, we're here to help you succeed. Not just as clients, as neighbors. We're part of your community. We live and work here. Our kids play sports together. We chat in the produce aisle. Hi, this is Jennifer Duran with FSB Trust and Wealth Management. We take your hopes and dreams seriously, providing guidance and expertise through all of your life's milestones. When you partner with First State Bank of Bloomington, we simplify the complexities of investment management, retirement planning, and estate planning so you can plan your future with confidence. So come on in and let's catch up. Visit me at 204 North Prospect Road in Bloomington or on our website at fsbblm.com. FSB Trust and Wealth Management, with you all the way.
Investments are not insured by the FDIC, not guaranteed by the bank, not deposits or other obligations of the institution may lose value.
6 years ago, we built a new real estate company. We started with a core of hardworking people and a mindset to do things better and differently. Because we knew the real estate world was evolving, today we are proud that RE/MAX Rising is the #1 real estate company in McLean County based on market share. We have flourished because we focus on our clients, making them successful because that's what it's all about. When you want to work with or for the #1 real estate company, click on RE/MAXRising.com.
We've missed you. When it's time to fly for business, Central Illinois Regional Airport is ready to welcome you back, getting you where you need to be, with nonstop flights to Detroit on Delta, with connections all across the world. Our commitment to your health and safety begins at our front door. From check-in to arrival, you can fly again with comfort and confidence. From all of us at Central Illinois Regional Airport, we look forward to welcoming you soon. Find out more at CIRA.com.
Hey, Bloomington Normal, it's Glenn Beck. Keep your dial right where it is. Cities 92.9, your source for local news and talk.
What's going on, Bloomington Normal? I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299, and you can also text the show at 309-451-9299. And if you would like to see me live in the studio, go onto YouTube right now and type in Modern Renaissance Man. And when you see the thumbnail that shows me, yours truly, live, click on that thumbnail and you can see me live in the studio where I can interact with you. You can interact with me. I can read your comments and respond to them as such. So now, just a minute ago, I was just talking about the whole Will Smith incident and his punishment of being banned for 10 years from the Oscars, which is not going to hurt him or anything like that because nobody was hardly watching the Oscars. Matter of fact, there was a lot of people that said we didn't even know that was even a thing until the Will Smith incident. Otherwise, nobody paid any attention, right? So anyway, he's banned for 10 years. He can't come there at all. He can't even attend there virtually. And then the other thing is that he still can win an Oscar. So, yeah, most people that are on the internet and most people that are sending messages in all seem to be, all seem to be in on it. They seem to be in agreement about the whole ordeal that was just unfair. Will Smith shouldn't have did that. That it was absolutely just unacceptable for him to do that. There's no excuse for that. Even if he got up there and said love and make you do crazy things, but I guess love to make him do crazy things whenever he should have just pretty much had that same type of energy towards his wife when she came out and told him that she was sleeping with her son's friend. Yeah. So you gonna get mad at somebody that made a joke about your wife that knew nothing about her, but you didn't have nothing to say to the young man who's the same age as your son sleeping with your wife. So anyway, moving on from there, ladies and gentlemen, did y'all know, I think this is absolutely wonderful what the governor in Texas is doing. The governor in Texas is saying pretty much the ones that are going to be coming in illegally, he's going to be putting them on a bus and sending them to Washington, D.C. I absolutely love that idea, and I hope that they follow through with it. I know I'm going to keep my eyes on it. I know there's a whole lot of people that actually follow me, et cetera, that keeps me up to date, that they are going to be showing me any type of videos of these people getting on these buses and being shipped out to Washington, D.C. Because here's the thing. Folks will be able to get a taste of their own medicine. You know what I mean? They will be able to get a taste of actually what the people in Texas is dealing with. What do you think? But you know what? The only thing I say is this, though. I think the danger in that is whenever this bus, where I don't know what type of bus they're going to be on. I don't know what type of security might be on this bus. How are they going to be sure that those individuals are going to make it to their destination, Washington, D.C.? How do they know that? You know what I mean? How do they know that those individuals are going to make it? Because from what I know, there are people out there that, that have ridden on the Greyhounds and all that before, and they make these stops. People get off and they go and eat. Well, wherever they stop at and make these little pit stops, whatever like that, those individuals can get off those Greyhounds or whatever type of bus he's going to put them on, and they can just break loose. So it could have actually the opposite effect of what it was intended for by actually spreading these folks out amongst more states than what was intended. But like I said, if they were able to do something like that, I think it's going to end up being just absolutely just a huge smack in the face to Washington, D.C. You know what I mean? Because now those same people that pushes all this, they should be let in. They should be let in. Well, folks don't know they're coming in through these people's backyards. They're coming in there. People are having to pretty much get their excuse me. People are pretty much having to get their. I mean, in Texas they got guns, and you know what I'm saying, they got guns and everything. But people are definitely equipping themselves because of that situation. I've seen videos of all kinds of trash being left, people leaving their IDs, and it's already they done caught so many different people that's part of the cartel or different type of gangs, right? So now if you talk about actually taking them and dropping them off in Washington, D.C., I almost guarantee you know that the complaints are going to come. The complaints are absolutely 100% going to come. But the question is that actually going to get enough attention to where people will all actually just jump on board and start saying things like, okay, we need to get this more regulated. We really need to get this thing under control. Because, guys, I mean, I don't know if y'all know this, but they are flooding in like nobody's business. They are coming in thousands. And then here they are. They come in here, and I'm just telling y'all the truth. They're getting better treatment than those who are Americans. They come in. They're getting these phones. They're getting these money vouchers. They're getting the clothes vouchers. They're getting home vouchers. But then, you got struggling Americans right here, right now. Which leads me to my next point. I talked about this the last time. You have to take care of home first, man. You have to take care of home first. It absolutely makes no logical sense for anyone to take care of everybody else but themselves. One of the best things you can do before you try to help anybody else, make sure that you are okay. I will not try to go and help anybody with their problem, with their issues, when I haven't even taken care of my own problems and my issues, because that means they're still going to be there waiting on me when I get home. What are you saying that for, Ty? Because right now in America, ladies and gentlemen, you can see by actions, who really loves America and who don't. If you really love America, you would do and treat America like you would. I'm just speaking out for married men, whoever are really protective over their spouses, et cetera, et cetera. You would treat America like you would treat your spouse. You would actually protect her. You would look out for her. You would make sure that everything is okay. You would make sure there's no harm. I mean, my gosh, one of my favorite animals in the whole world are lions. Male lions will leave their pride, their family, and they will go and patrol miles away, marking territory, making sure that no danger is going to come to their pride. Lions do that. Animals do that. Male gorillas lead the troop of gorillas through the forest, looking out for danger, climbing up a tree, looking out to make sure there's not going to be any danger. Why? Because he knows that the future is behind him. He knows that he's protecting the future. Male lions, why do they do it? Because if it's a strong male lion, sometimes they have 2 or 3 male lions within one pride. But if they have strong leadership, if they have strong leadership and this leadership is making sure that the coming generation is well protected, then that generation is going to look towards that leader and say, I want to be like that. I want to make sure I do the same thing to make sure that we have a strong generation that's going to be able to come in and do the same exact thing. Protect the pride, protect home, protect the truth, protect your family, protect America. So all day long, I don't care what any politicians, whether you on the left or the right, you can tell me all day long how much you love America, how much America is this, America's that, but your actions are showing me exactly what you feel about America. Opening up the borders like that, letting anybody come in, letting criminals come in. I'm not saying everybody are criminals, but letting criminals come in, letting people, the point is it's illegal. It is illegal. They call them illegal immigrants. They're coming in illegal. And then folks like to try to virtue signal me, oh, Ty, but the children, it's not the kids' fault, it's the parents' fault. What do you think they should do with the children? Send them back. Oh, my God. Look here now. Illegal is illegal. Right? Illegal is illegal, plain and simple. No matter no way you try to put your way around it, I don't care. I understand that these are children, but if the parents are sitting there doing something illegal, trying to put their children across the border, that is on the parents. And the children are suffering for that. Well, the parents are only doing it because they want their children to have a better future, but do it the right way. There are people from other countries who are doing things the right way to try to go into America with their visa, being good citizens in their country, making sure there's nothing against them when they come in here, but then yet now the borders are open, and how do you think that makes them feel? So everybody can sit there and try to do all this virtue signal, trying to make me feel bad by, but look at those poor children. That's their parents' fault. The parents knew it was illegal, knew it was wrong, and yet the parents are the ones. So anything that happened to those children, whether they get raped, whether they get kidnapped, whether they get taken, whether they get sex trafficking, the parents never should have put their children in harm's way, period. So all the things that I'm telling you guys all for this is that's something that's happening seriously. But actually on a physical level and on an emotional level and on a spiritual level, that's exactly what this administration is doing to America. So whatever is happening in America right now, when you start to hear all these crime rates going up, people being robbed left and right, that isn't a result of the actions of what this administration feels about you, America. You can say all day long, oh, well, Biden never just, but I'm going based off of the actions, man. I'm going based off of nothing more than the actions. That's why I don't care who they are, left or right. I don't care what you say. You say you're going to do this. You say you're going to do that. Okay, you can say all that. Great. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to base it off of what I see a year down the road. That's what I'm going to base it off. I'm not going to base it off of this just because they virtue signal with their words. More to show when we come back, ladies and gentlemen. You listen to Cities 92.9 and News and Talk of Bloomington Normal. What's going on, Bloomington Normal? I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299, and you can text the show at 309-451-9299. Ladies and gentlemen, It's time to make the dream a reality. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about Heart Not Skin. Heart Not Skin is a movement that came from Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream. Over 90% of value of the Heart Not Skin is purely nonprofit, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, heartnotskin.com. Go and check it out right now. Go to heartnotskin.com. This is absolutely the opposite of what Black Lives Matter is. Heart Not Skin is all about focusing on what's on the inside of a person and not what's on the outside of a person. And that's exactly what the media is doing right now. They want you to focus on the outside of a person. And I take this a little deeper. That's what I love about Heart Not Skin. Because guess what? What you do from your heart is going to stay around even after you're gone. But you yourself as a physical individual, you're going to be gone. So why focus on something that's absolutely superficial? Your body is superficial, but what you do actually lives on. And that's what I love about Heart Not Skin. So go on to heartnotskin.com, purchase you a t-shirt, get the decals, support the movement. It's absolutely something to combat Black Lives Matter. It's called Heart Not Skin. Heartnotskin.com, ladies and gentlemen, nonprofit organization. All right, so before we took the break, I was pretty much going in on how right now that you can do all this talking, we can just see how much this administration loves America. If Trump was doing the same thing that this administration is doing right now, rest assured he would be getting the heat from me just like you guys are hearing right now. But Trump ain't the one that did it. Trump is not the one doing this right now. Trump did not open up the borders. Trump did not cause this inflation. Trump did not sit there and let this thing happen with Ukraine and Russia. Well, that's not Biden's fault either, but Biden sure didn't do nothing to try to prevent it. Saying things like, I got sanctions. No, that didn't do anything. All I know is this. You can say it what you want to, but while Trump was in office, we didn't have no wars. Well, that's because, say what you want to. All I'm saying, we didn't have no wars. Go and see some of the behind the scenes videos of how Trump interacted with Vladimir Putin. Go put in there Trump pulls Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin walks in there, Trump shakes his hand and pulls Vladimir towards him. So that actually right there shows some real good signaling to the rest of the world. Look at America, strong, president strong. But what am I saying that for right now? What I'm saying that for is this. Right now, I don't care who you are. You cannot look at what's going on in America right now and see that the ones who are in charge of a lot of stuff in America right now does not care about you Americans at all. The actions are saying otherwise. Now, what I was talking about this for is I was saying how look what they're letting happen right now. Illegal immigrants are coming in now. There are some comments that came in. Some people say they're actually being allowed to come in, so it's not illegal because they're coming here to seek asylum. Well, just because you come in here to seek asylum and you're doing it illegally does not make it right. Now, I'm not going to say the name because I love this person and I don't want nobody to think that I'm coming down on them, but they made a comment and said, so I guess some illegal people came in and they said they actually housed these illegal people. So to that person who made that comment, so what you're saying right now is this. Anybody can walk in your house right now. I'm saying that to the person who made the comment on the internet. You said that some illegal immigrants came in and you guys fed them and housed them. That's all good that you did that. Was this before or after you found out they were illegal? Because I'm telling you right now, if it was me, I'm just telling you. If they say, well, yeah, we came over here in America and we're really hungry and we're illegal, I'm going to feed you while I wink my eye at my wife and having her calling the police. It's illegal, man. I don't know what. What happens is this. People's feelings get in the way. I understand what's going on over there, but there's still a righteous way of doing things. Just because you feel that a person shouldn't be here or you feel that they should be here, the fact of the matter is, if it's illegal, period. There's kids hungry, Ty. There's kids hungry in America right now. Now, if they go and steal something from the store, they shouldn't get in trouble because they're hungry. But with the actions that they permitted, was that right? Well, that's what I'm saying. When it all comes down to it, was it right? So again, when you say that you housed these people that were illegal, all I'm asking this person right now, can anybody walk in your house right now? Matter of fact, to the people that are listening out there right now on the internet, out there in Bloomington Normal, the phone number is 309-451-9299. You don't even have to call into the show. Just leave us a text. Bloomington Normal. Can anybody that's listening to me right now answer this question, Bloomington Normal? Can anybody just walk up in y'all's house right now? Bloomington Normal. right now on the internet, there's 73 people right now tuning in. Can anybody just walk up in you guys' house right now? Just walk in there. Right now, to the people that are listening. If there was a word that went out right now, a mandate, let's just say that. Okay, this would be really good if they did this. Let's say if they made it a mandate that in America right now, if any illegal comes up to your house, you have to let them in. Tell me what America's going to do. I'm telling you right now. I already know what I'm going to do. If they come knocking on my door and look, the comedian side of me is doing this. So for the ones that want to virtue signal, think that I'm actually trying to make somebody feel bad, look, this is just what I do. Because you can't even be funny no more. Kev just got done talking about that. You can't even make jokes no more. You can't even be a comedian no more. But I'm just telling you this right now. If I get at my door, I'm going to answer the door. Hello? Hello, sir. So we are illegal, Holmes, and they said that I can come up in your house, Holmes. I'll tell you what, Holmes, you got about 5 seconds to get off my porch. You ever heard someone go pow, 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 pow? You need to leave right now. But the government said it's mandated, dude. I'm telling you right. Okay, stay right there then. Stay right there. I'm telling you right now. You get off my porch, I'm going to throw you off my porch. Plain and simple. But they mandated it. I don't care what they say. I just told you. So what am I saying that for? It's my home. And by it being my home, I'm here to protect what's in my home, because what's in my home is the future. Just like with those animals, that generation of animals that's being protected by the male lions, that's the future. The generation of the gorillas that's being protected by the silverback gorilla, that's the future. So what am I saying that for? Mark my words. You can mark my words on this day that Ty Smith made this comment on April the 9th. And years from now, if we see a whole lot of crazy stuff that's happening in America amongst certain people that were let in here illegally, you're going to see that this is the result of the actions and the result of the decisions that this administration made today. Plain and simple. So again, no matter what you feel about the situation, no matter how horrible things are, that does not make it right just to let people come in. We don't know who they are. We don't know where they're going and all this. And I know what they're doing it for. They're doing it all for votes, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I'm just saying. I know some people that were illegal. This was way back in my college days. I know some people who worked at a car lot, like when those size salespeople, small car lot sales, worked as a mechanic, and they were there illegal, right? They told me about the crazy stuff that they faced over in Mexico. That's how he said it. They told me about all the atrocities and the murders and stuff that they had over there in Mexico, so they flee into America, right? I get all that. I absolutely 100% understand all of that. But again, law didn't make it legal. It was illegal to come over into it. So there's no justifying that. So again, don't take my word for it. Do I hate Joe Biden and the administration? No. I tell people this all the time. I'll sit down and talk with Joe Biden. I'll shake his hand. I'll sit down and eat with him and his family. And now some folks are going, boy, y'all about to get mad. Ty, I thought, no. I told you guys, don't put me in a box. Don't box me with anything. I will talk with anybody from either side. It does not matter, because I'm all about the right way. What am I saying that for? I'm not going to bash him and call him stupid, call him dumb. I would say some of the decisions that they are making were stupid and dumb, but be honest with you folks, that's not him making these decisions. He's been told to make the decision. He's actually verbally pretty much confirmed that he is not the one that's pretty much getting up there and saying what he's saying. He gets a card or something like that, and he'll say, oh, this is what they told me to say, or this is what they want me to read. And there's been cards out there that everybody's seen that shows on there what he's supposed to say, or it actually has the answers on there or how he's going to answer. So it's almost like they got these reporters lined up. This reporter number one, okay, reporter number one is going to ask you this. This is how you respond. So I'm saying this thing, it's pretty much shows that he's incompetent. It's plain and simple, ladies and gentlemen. So again, I'm saying all that to say this. The actions is what everybody needs to be looking at versus the words. It's the actions, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, with that being said, we're going to move on to this next topic. Did you guys see what happened with Black Lives Matter? Huh? $6 million. $6 million. Black Lives Matter. Mansions. $6 million. So I'm saying this because of this. I made a post on Instagram, and I put black laundering money. Black Lives Matter are now in the hot seat. I mean, you put yourselves out there in the beginning anyway from what they were doing. I mean, they're out here having these people tear up their own neighborhoods. They out here breaking into stores and stealing. One person said they did it all because of reparations. Reparations is what they said. These are reparations, and this person was a Black Lives Matter lead activist. You had another person, Herschel. Hawk Newsom got up there and said, yeah, see, if we do not get the answers that we want, there's going to be more fires. There's going to be more bloodshed. He said this openly. Bloodshed? Wait, bloodshed because you don't get the answers that you want, there's going to be more bloodshed. What is crazy about this is there is this little clip that is from iRobot, and I love it so much. And this clip is Will Smith pretty much saying, you know, somehow I told you so, just don't quite say it. That's what's going on right now, because from the beginning, I told people what Black Lives Matter was all about. I have papers printed out and I have a screenshot of what Black Lives Matter mission statement was. When they start saying pretty much things about attacking they want to disrupt the nuclear family. They want to disrupt westernized ideas. They want to disrupt this, disrupt that. All Black Lives Matter pretty much was doing and never had any mention about the men. They want to pretty much uplift the woman. They want to uplift transsexuals and transgenders. Now, what they didn't tell y'all this is that the ones that really want to uplift it was the men turning women. But the women who were turning into men, they wasn't going after them because they know that deep down, the Black Lives Matter know that they are still women. But if they sit there and try to convince a man to pretty much mutilate his genitals and all become a woman, whatever like that, that's what they wanted. They do not want any strong men. And guys, I'm telling you right now, if there are any men out there listening, I'm telling you right now, when it all comes down to it, the all-out attack that the enemy knows is all about coming after the men. Men. And I'll expound on that a little when we come back. More to show when we come back, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready to take a break.
Cities 92.9's dependable weather from WMBD.
I'm WMBD Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates. Skies will be mostly clear today with highs in the lower 50s. Overnight, mostly clear with temperatures dropping into the low 30s. And on Easter Sunday, highs in the 50s with showers developing late.
You're never more than 20 minutes away from the latest Central Illinois weather forecast. When the sky turns gray and the wind picks up, it's your dependable weather on Cities 92.9.
You may not know that the Village at Mercy Creek was voted the best senior living facility and the best assisted living and memory care facility in Central Illinois by the most recent Reader's Choice Awards. If you'd like to find out why for yourself and how the Village at Mercy Creek can work for you and your family, contact them at 309-268-1501 and set up your own personalized tour and find out what living joyfully at the Village at Mercy Creek is all about.
Are you a plumber? Could you use an extra $10,000? Well, you're in luck because Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is giving out a signing bonus of up to $10,000. That's right. I said a $10,000 signing bonus. Summers PHC's customers expect first-class service, so Summers pay first-class money. Plumbers who want to keep on doing what you are good at, they have a wonderful job for you. If you are a great plumber and you know how to use a sewer camera, this is the job for you. And if you are a plumber's apprentice, Summers PHC has a job for you too. With an uncapped hourly wage, weekly pay, 401k, vision, dental, medical, and more. And Summers is employee owned. Could this opportunity get any better? If you're ready to begin a great fun job, then go to summersphc.com to begin the adventure. Apply today.
Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We take pride in your comfort. Just call Summers.
Before video gaming, those Childers kids were always playing games. Number 2 was a real estate tycoon at Monopoly. Number 4 was the queen of hopscotch. And old number 3 was the king of sticks and stones. This explains why he's so good at window and screen repair. If you've got a broken window or screen that you keep meaning to fix, now you know where to take it. Those Childers Childers kids have been repairing windows and screens longer than they can remember. But the number you need to remember is 827-3222. You'll always be reaching a Childers who can help you. So stop thinking about getting those broken windows or screens repaired. Just give those Childers kids a call today so you can start letting that fresh air back in your home. Those Childers kids, they're always up to something.
Those Childers kids are adopting window and door installers. If you're a hard worker, pick up your adoption paperwork by walking into the Childers showroom in Hudson.
You don't have time to be broken down. You're in the field. Who knows when the weather is going to change? So you call Linco Precision in El Paso. You know Mike and his crew will have the right part at the right price. A quick hydraulic repair to plumbing parts. Linco Precision has the largest selection of new leader parts in the state. So no matter what tractor you drive, if you can break it, they can fix it. It's just that simple. They're working when you're working. So when you need to get back to work, call Linco Precision in El Paso first.
Conversations you're having, we just do it on the radio. Chandler and Swan, Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. with an encore at 5, brought to you by Nord Outdoor Power on Cities 92.9.
What's going on, Bloomington Knoll? I'm Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and you are listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299. Again, that phone number is 309-451-9299, and you can text the show at that same number. Come and check me out in the studios live right now if you go into YouTube and type in Modern Renaissance Man, and you can see me live in the studio. I can interact with you, and you can interact with me. I can just kind of expound on some of the comments you make and give you some feedback, such as the one we have right here. So this comment comes from Jenny Magison, who said something to think about and says, please don't jump on me. Immigrants take work that Americans won't and accept awful working conditions just to have work. Let's look at sleazy employers who encourage this, which to an extent on that, I agree with that. I do agree that a lot of them will come in and take work. You got to think about it too. They're desperate. A lot of them are desperate for jobs. They come over here and what they get paid, we'll say, oh my God, that's next to nothing. Yet at the same time, what they were getting paid where they came from, it is quite a bit. So I do agree with that some of them that are illegal, some of these employers are pushing it. And I know for a fact that there is a system out there that if illegals come in, they know who to go to, who will point them in the right direction to go and have these jobs. I totally agree with that. Now, a long-time subscriber on here, my guy, the Deadwood, made a comment. He said, no, they take a lot of they take a lot of work that Americans don't know they can do or have no training in. Start trade schools for the poor city and rural areas. Both of y'all statements, I completely agree with it. It's not that I did there. To me, y'all both just made good statements. You both just pretty much like described an elephant. One of y'all were talking about the tusk, the other one was talking about the tail. You know what I mean? But y'all both made some really good comments there. But yeah, I'm in complete agreement with that. And so when it comes to people in America, what Jenny just mentioned and what the Deadwood just mentioned, I'm just like, look, think about it right now. I cannot tell you guys how many stores in Bloomington Normal right now where they have signs on the windows right now that says like help wanted or hiring on the spot. I have not seen a hiring on the spot sign in my life. I'm just telling y'all. I've never seen a sign that says hiring on the spot. What is going on right now that people are not working? It's hitting our nursing homes. It's hitting restaurants. It's hitting everywhere. I'm seeing notes and stuff that just say we will be closing early due to not enough workers. My wife loves to get her this particular type of breakfast sandwich from Panera Bread. When we go to Panera Bread said this store location is closed. Go visit our other ones. Not enough workers. It literally said that. There was a sign that said that. Then we go again one particular time and it says we will be closing at 3 o'clock because we don't have enough workers. So I'm just telling y'all right now. I'm not saying, I'm just being honest. Look, I'm just going to tell it like it is. I do anyway. These businesses out here are all about trying to make their money. They can't even find people to work for them. So if they can somehow get some illegal people to slide in through the back door, because I'm just going to be honest with y'all. How many of y'all go into a restaurant or go into a fast food restaurant, you order your food, how many of you sit there and have it in the back of your mind and you go, I wonder if that person working behind the counter right there is illegal? Nobody does that, do we? We don't think nothing about it. We don't even care. So I'm just saying, with a lot of these places around here right now that don't have enough workers, some of these folks that are crossing over the border, it wouldn't surprise me if they just hired them right there on the spot. Oh, we'll get your ID. We'll worry about all that later. Anyway, so good points right there between Deadwood and Jenny Magnuson. Appreciate y'all making those comments here. Again, folks, that phone number here is 309-451-9299. And while I'm on that, you can also go into YouTube right now. Type in Modern Renaissance Man in YouTube search area. And you can see me live in the studio where you can make comments in here and I can read them off for the listeners on the radio and the listeners and watching on YouTube can see. So before we took the break, I was talking about the whole Black Lives Matter thing, and I actually made a comment about our great comeback towards Black Lives Matter with Heart Not Skin. Go to heartnotskin.com, ladies and gentlemen. Purchase you a t-shirt to show your love there. Heart Not Skin is doing the opposite of Black Lives Matter. It's all about the heart. It's all about what's on the inside of us. That's what it's all focused on. We're not focusing on your look. And that's exactly what Martin Luther King pushed. Character. Judge a person not according to their skin color, but the content of their character. So what is the content of a person's character? Well, you say, I don't know. What do you know what it takes you to know the contents of a person's character? Is getting to know them. So you won't be able to even judge their content if you don't know them. So Heart Not Skin is all about that. It's all about us fellow Americans, brothers and sisters, knowing each other, caring for each other, loving each other, looking out for each other. Not based on our skin, but based on how we are towards each other in the relationship that we have. That's what it's all about. So again, go on to heartnotskin.com. Heartnotskin.com, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back after this break right here. We'll see you in a bit. What's going on, Bloomington Normal? I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299. Again, that phone number is 309-451-9299, and you can also tune in and watch me live in the studio by going over to YouTube and typing in Modern Renaissance Man, and when you see the tab that shows that I'm live, click on it. I can interact with you, and you can interact with me. I can answer your questions and hit on something that you might be wanting me to hit on, right? Okay, so we took the break here. I was pretty much exposing, well, not exposing because they really did it themselves, Black Lives Matter. When Black Lives Matter came on the scene, I don't know if a lot of you listeners know this, but when Black Lives Matter came onto the scene, I was actually, I guess, summoned by them. They were sending me these emails and telling me what they were all about. They were saying they love my YouTube channel, how I'm funny, and then I got these great stories, and I got these life lessons and all that. And it was like, that's exactly what we need amongst the black. We need some black men out there to represent. We need black this, we need black that to represent our community, people out there that's doing things just like you do. And I was like, oh, okay, I hear y'all. So, so if you would, we would love for you to come and speak for us. But what I do, I said, okay, well, let me think about this. When people ask me to speak somewhere, I always tell them, let me think about it. I want to see, I need to check some things out. So I researched Black Lives Matter. And the more I started researching and reading, the more I was just like, there is no way in the world that I am going to go and speak on behalf of them anywhere. When I started to read that they were all about pretty much, I'm just telling y'all the truth, emasculating the man, keeping the father out of the home, disrupting the nuclear family. When you say something like we're going to disrupt the nuclear family and then you turn it around and all you seem to do is just push everything for women, you're not doing nothing different than what affirmative action did. You know what I'm trying to say? So just because there is a black face or black individuals that's leading the way does not mean that what they are doing is going to be something that's going to be beneficial to black people. When I came out and said that, folks got upset. A lot of people from the black community, I was called a coon, a house N-word, a porch N-word, a Uncle Tom. I got called some stuff I never even heard of. So I ended up having people that, look at this. This is what's crazy. Within this past year, 2 years, I've been called more racial slurs by black people than I've been called racial slurs. I can count on my hand. I don't even know. I don't know if I've ever been called nothing by white people. Maybe just because out of anger, because I got in somebody's head one time. They got mad and drove off and said the N-word while they were driving off. They didn't really mean it because I knew who they were. They knew I could come and pretty much get them these hands. This is a while ago. We had somebody one time, me and my wife was out in the yard one time. These people rolled by really fast and they yelled out the window. That's it. But what I'm saying that for is I've been called like deliberately to my face, like on YouTube, out while speaking, been called all kind of racial slurs by more black people Then I have white people. But that doesn't count, though, because, black people can't be racist toward black people. You know what I mean? But if a white person called me what the black people called me, then all of a sudden the white people will find themselves getting jumped, right? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have a caller that's on the line right now. We're going to address that call. Caller, you on C's 92.9.
Yeah, how you doing? I have a really good BLM story that a lot of people ignored, and I'm hoping maybe you can cover it because it really needs to get out.
Go ahead.
You remember Monica Cannon Grant, the woman in Boston had the
yes
the 18. Well, 2 years ago, there was a black Republican woman called by the name of Rayla Campbell, and she was trying to run against Presley. You know, the woman, the bald lady in Massachusetts.
Her name was what again?
Rayla Campbell. She's a black Republican woman.
Okay, and what happened with them?
What happened was she was trying to run against Presley, the congresswoman in Massachusetts. And Monica Cannon Grant found out that Rayla Campbell was going to try and run against her for Congress. Monica Cannon Grant made a video. And you type in Monica Cannon Grant racist, you'll see it.
Okay.
She made a video saying she called her the N-word. She said she's sucks white pea. You know what?
I got you.
She was doing that because she has a huge following of BLM and Antifa followers. And what she said in the video goes, you can get shot in the back of the head for what you're doing.
Wow.
Okay. And Rayla Campbell had to move out of her because Rayla didn't even know about Monica. And then Rayla's phone started going off that people were going to kill her and all this crazy stuff, right? And Rayla has 3 children, and her husband's white, by the way. That's why she was saying, like, you suck, white pea. And she was saying, you are an N, blah, blank, 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 and all this other stuff. So what happens is Rayla's phone goes off. That she's going to get death threats. She's going to be murdered and all this stuff. So she moved out of her house for a week until everything calmed down. Rayla Campbell then reports it to the police department, or the Boston Police Department, right? This is how crazy this thing gets. So all the local news media comes down, and Monica Cannon Grant says she's being attacked by white supremacists. Because what happened after Rayla went down to that building that violence in Boston, and they protested out there with another YouTuber called Turtle Boy. He's like a local news guy.
Okay.
And Monica then filed another police report that she was being targeted by white supremacists, the whole BLM stuff, every time they don't like you. So all the news stations show up at the Boston Police Department. Monica Cannon Grant's coming into the Boston Police Department. She's being targeted by white supremacists. I mean, they had all the cameras out there, right? So Rayla Campbell got a hold of that video because it's up on YouTube. And she brought these big, large speakers, right? And she just looped that audio tape over and over of Monica saying, you suck white pea, you're an N, and all this other stuff. And the news media did not even cover Monica Cannon Grant. But they knew what she did to this other black woman, and they still refused to cover her story.
Wow.
That's how demonic this is. And also, Joe Kennedy III went to Monica Cannon Grant to get her endorsement, right? And she was outside Boston City Hall. And Rayla was walking over to Joe Kennedy, and so he says, she called me the N-word, and she yells it out loud. She didn't say N-word, she said the full thing. Because I think what had happened, a lot of people are getting sold, they don't understand when you say just the N-word, they don't understand the violence, how somebody else was setting it up for somebody else to get attacked, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you have to, say it the way that person said it, so people get, and then Monica Cannon Grant walked away and all this other stuff. She got a free car from the Boston Celtics and all this other stuff. That woman is very, very demonic. And she has a lot of white followers who are Antifa, a lot of crazy LGBT followers also. And this whole thing about, like, you know, this Black Lives Matter and all this violence in Boston, none of them talk about, you know, like, you know, fatherhood, Christianity, and I was listening to Thomas Sowell. He said when he was growing up, he used to walk down Harlem at midnight. There were no gunshots at all. There was no violence. It was the Democrats that screwed everything up.
Yep.
You know, and these people are grifters. And there's one other thing I want to say. There was only one other YouTuber, a very small YouTuber, that pastor, the guy was a football player. He covered the story when I asked him. And I'm not saying this to you, but I contacted every other YouTuber, big YouTuber, and I asked them to cover this story. And nobody would cover it. Nobody. I'm talking about, I even called ABL twice, and he would not even cover it. Now, that other black YouTuber, the guy with the dreadlocks, he's a conservative. I forget his name. I think it's Johnson. I got turned down by everybody. I even, emailed everybody, and nobody would pick it up. So when I was talking to Johnson,
are you tuned in on the YouTube thing right now with me live?
Yeah, yeah.
So, well, what I'm gonna do, if you don't mind, what I'm gonna do is have you. I don't know if that was you on here, but I want to send my email there. We got to get ready to take a break here. As y'all can see, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that a lot of people have all kinds of different perspectives and all kinds of different stories they can tell. So you heard the caller right now who said that nobody is covering his story. And this is something that's absolutely new to me. So I hope that he tunes in and he stays around to where he goes on to, if you're on my YouTube channel, let me know it's you, and you can email me because I do want to cover this story. But we can really take a break here, folks. All right, we'll be right back after these messages. What's going on, Bloomington Normal? I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299, and you can text the show at 309-451-9299. And if you would like to see me in the studios live, where I can interact with you and you can interact with me, go on to YouTube right now and type in Modern Renaissance Man, and you can see me live in the studio. And you guys, we just have, before the break, we had a caller that called in and was pretty much giving a perspective of a story that was unheard of, and a lot of people are not hitting on it. And hopefully when he gives me that information, I'll be able to bring that up the next time we go on air, because I do think that there are some stories out there that's not being told by the media that they want to just keep suppressed because they don't want people to see the truth of some things. And the reason why I say that is because there were some things that was going on with Black Lives Matter, and I was saying how I actually researched them when I started getting into what they were about. I seen it. They were doing nothing different than affirmative action. They were all about getting the fathers out of the home. They just wanted me to come there and be like a speaking voice for them so it can bring in more people, because it can bring in an audience when it's all about them getting the money from it, which, as y'all see right now, I said from the beginning that Black Lives Matter. I said, man, I know what pimping looks like. I grew up around pimps. I got family members who were pimps. I know what it's like to wine and dine somebody and fill their head up with stuff, but then you end up telling them, well, you're going to be doing all the work while I collect all the money. So I know that's a crazy analogy, but look, that's what I grew up around, so that's what I can compare it to. But what y'all don't understand is that pimps have prostitutes. We're just going to say that. We're going to say prostitutes. Can we say the W word on here? I don't know. But we just going to keep it at prostitutes, okay? So they have these prostitutes. These prostitutes go out and do all the soliciting. Y'all following me? They do all the soliciting. They dress up and they trying to catch somebody's eye. They do all the work while the pimp collects all the money. But he'll tell them, I'm going to take care of y'all. I'm going to take care of y'all. Y'all keep on going out there and doing that. Make that money. Make that money. Make that money. I told people, and people got upset. I told people Black Lives Matter is doing the same thing in the black community. I said, they are having y'all go out there. Y'all are marching. Y'all got y'all fist in the air. They're encouraging y'all to do it. Go out there and do it. Go out there and riot. Go out there and do this. And they're not even getting on them when they was burning stuff up. And the thing is that they were doing it to their own neighborhoods. You encouraging people to burn their own neighborhoods where they live. We so disenfranchised. The black people are so down. We just going to burn our own neighborhoods. How stupid is that? And not one word was said about that. People were bringing this to Black Lives Matter. 4 front runners, the 3 women and a few other big time activists. They were bringing that right to them and telling them, hey, what do y'all think about the black people in the name of George Floyd and whatever they want to call our injustices? What do you think about them burning up their own neighborhoods? No comment. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have another caller who's on the line that want to address this same matter. Caller, you on Cities 92.9. This is Ty.
I'm waiting to talk on Ty show.
You're on. This is Ty Smith.
Hi, Ty.
Hey.
This is me, Jenny, your liberal friend.
Hey, you have a radio on right now? Because you might need to turn it down because we're getting some feedback.
You're on right now. You might need to turn it down because we're getting some feedback.
I called you on my phone, so I'll turn off the volume on the thingy. I don't know these computer things.
That's fine. You got to turn down now?
Better? Okay.
Yes.
So, I just want to say, what I wish people would pay more attention to is either understanding or studying or explaining, as opposed to condemning or condoning, because those are two different things. I mean, for example, you say, oh, black kids grew up in a slum and they didn't have chance and they didn't have the same schools. Well, that may be true. Does that mean they're allowed to go out and rob people? No, it doesn't. So, but if you look to understand or explain or study why maybe this is happening, that's one thing. It doesn't mean you okay it. And that is, I think, the mistake that many people in my side, I'm a leftist, make. You can't, anything doesn't go just because it's the way you feel or living your truth or whatever. It's bullshit. You live in a society, you have to follow the rules. Does that mean we can't learn from what's happening? Does that mean we can't say, well, look, this is a problem we see over and over this happening? Maybe we can look at this. And that's why I feel like some of these divisive comments and so on, they're not helpful. All they're doing is feeding anger and feeding separation. I get there's terrible things that Democrats have done. There are terrible things that Republicans have done because we're people and we do terrible things sometimes. How much is it helping to focus on that? Can we? I don't know. Can't we focus on bridge building at all?
Well, see here, I understand completely what you said. Now, the issue that I think is we're having right now is what you just said is absolutely right. When you said, can we focus on actually building right now? But the problem is that's what's not being done. So what I mean by that is this. You have people, just like every 4 years, every election, is going to be a race baiting thing going on. It's going to be, oh, here we go with the black people being downtrodden. We're disenfranchised. We got poor schools. White people are all racist. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's been played for so many years. So like what you just said, now the question to come is who's the one that's actually putting the focus on that when we are past it. Now, I believe that there are some racist people. Don't get me wrong. And that's on both sides. Matter of fact, all sides. But my question is, if we are to progress from that, why do we keep going back in the past? And who actually is bringing up the past?
I agree. I totally agree. Because you can't, it's one thing to acknowledge the past, but to be trapped by it, what are you going to do? Go back over and over and over? I mean, you're going to find the descendants of the Carolingians because they were conquered by the Merovingians? You can't do that.
See, that's what I'm saying, because people
are being trapped in this cycle, and all it does is support the framework of division.
Yes.
And I'm a liberal, but I cannot stand people trying to use tactics of division to fight division. It doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though all the comments of leftists do this and the leftists do that, rightists do plenty of terrible things too because we're people. But we also do great things, and I really, really wish we could focus on that more. I don't just mean on the show, but in general. Mm-hmm. And this is a really huge lack from all sides.
Absolutely. Really, really good point there. Jenny, appreciate you calling in. Hopefully we'll be able to hear from you, and you'll be one of the regulars that listeners will be like, oh, did Jenny call in? Hopefully we'll be able to hear from you again. What do you think?
What do you think?
It was this huge technical achievement for me to do this.
Yes.
I don't know. We'll keep trying.
Yes, please do, because we like to hear from you. Because we want to hear from all sides. Even though this is as you know me well enough to know where I stand in a lot of stuff. But at the same time, here it is, just like you. I have somebody on here who is a complete. They're Democratic, and we get along so well. We get along well, and this is what people need to see, that we can still have our sides and things that we agree and disagree with, but yet we still can be cool with each other and talk.
If it doesn't look good on a T-shirt, nobody wants it.
All right, Jenny. Well, I appreciate you calling in, sis. You have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye, Ty. God
bless. All right, so guys, you heard the caller. She said she was liberal. Oh boy, that made people like, oh my God, y'all. People was probably about to jump down her throat on that. But she made some really good points there, which I completely agree with. You see how it was, where it says she's pretty much saying, we want to build from it. But she's absolutely right about that. Now, what I do is this. She said that people on both sides do bad things. I agree. But what I like to do is this. I like to actually decipher who's doing that thing right now. Who's doing it right now? Who's causing the turmoil right now? So again, major shout out to Jenny, the caller that just called in. She's a follower on here. You heard her say she was a liberal. We have somebody on here that made comments that was a Democrat, and we all get along so well. We all want us to be pretty much in unison when it comes to doing what, ladies and gentlemen? Battling the evil. When it all comes down to it, this is my thing. What is the intent? Why is the past being brought up? Like she said, we can acknowledge the past, but you cannot sit there and use the past to try to say that is the reason why black folks have a current condition right now. What about the white people that grew up where I grew up in the projects or in the hood? What about the white people that they call trailer park trash? What about them? Are they not exercising their white privilege card right or something? I mean, did somebody not show them how to use it? Did they not take white privilege 101? Because I would like to know. For the ones that claim that they have white privilege and it's actually benefiting them, and I would like to know how. I would really like to know how. Because right now I would mop the floor with people athletic-wise. I would mop the floor with people with some mathematics stuff. I would mop the floor with people with some medical stuff. You know what I mean? So to say that a person has white privilege is just going to make them just absolutely the superior breed of race of folks is absolutely ridiculous. And anybody that buys into it got some issues going on, and you just been sold a lie. You've been taught a lie, you believe the lie, you live the lie, and then that became a part of your attitude. It became a part of your behavior, and you see the world in a completely jacked up, blinded, smoked lens. You're not seeing reality. You living in a perceptionalized world is what you're living in, not reality. Anyway, folks, more of the show when we come back. You're listening to Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal. Be right back. What's going on, Bloomington Normal? I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is 309-451-9299, and you can text the show at 309-451-9299. If you would like to see me in the office, in the studio right now, go onto YouTube and type in Modern Renaissance Man. And when you type it in, you will see a tab, or what they call a thumbnail, of me live in the studio. Click on that. You can interact with me, and I can interact with you. Ladies and gentlemen, before we took the break, I was pretty much going in about the whole Black Lives Matter and what they use people for. And I caught a ton of hell from the community. They call it the black community. I'm talking about all the way up to celebrities like D.L. Hughley, Taraji P. Henson. I caught a lot of, I guess you can call, flack from them because I spoke out and told the truth. And now, guess what? I bet you money, D.L. Hughley and Taraji, them, I think Steve Harvey even has something to say about me. They won't call in now, or they won't try to get hold of me now, and they won't apologize because I turned out to be right. So anyway, folks, the reason why I say all that, because we knew the Black Lives Matter was all to get people roused up. It was all to get them emotionally charged to focus on nothing but people's skin color. I guess your skin color is a predeterminant of what you're going to turn out to be. Like me being a black man, I guess I am predetermined to be just a deadbeat dad and have a bunch of baby mamas and just have a bunch of bastard children, right? Because of my skin color as a black man, because 70% of all blacks don't have a father in the home, right? So I guess that means that's supposed to be my predestined, occupation, is just having a bunch of baby mamas and a bunch of bastardly children, right? That's what Black Lives Matter is all about, just focusing on people's skin. But Heart Not Skin does absolutely the opposite. So I called it earlier. I said it's black laundering money, and I got a text from the CEO of Heart Not Skin. He said he got one for himself too. He said it's called Heart Not Scam. So that's actually something that can pretty much go against Black Lives Matter as well. So anyway, folks, before we took the break, I was going in about Black Lives Matter and what they do, what they're all about. We have somebody else that called in. We're getting ready to address their call. Caller, you're on Cities 92.9.
Yes.
Uh-huh. This is Ty.
Yes. You mentioned being called a coon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Do you know the origin of the term coon?
Yep, but I want you to go ahead and explain it.
Back in the late 20s, early 30s, there was a very successful black comedian. He was considered to be one of the best there was.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Coon. And at the time, it was a compliment if you were funny or something to call you a coon because you were funny. Just like everything else, they bastardized the whole thing and made something out of it.
So now that a term coon was originally used because the guy was funny. Now,
originally, yes.
Right. So how do you think it evolved into all of a sudden a black person is being called a coon if they are perceived to so-called pretty much take up for the white man or they're, you know.
Yeah. Uh-huh. It's just like back in those same time period, when they said somebody was gay, that meant they were happy.
Right.
So it's just they twist everything around to suit their tie-in. What do you want to call it? Their itinerary or
their ideology, the narrative.
Yeah, their ideology.
Yeah, it's all about pushing the narrative right now. Pretty soon, I mean, the fact that there's an attack on speech right now to where there's certain words that they feel that you can't say. It's just like right now, the Don't Say Gay bill. You heard of that, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing like that mentioned in that bill at all. There's nothing in the word gay is not even in that bill at all.
No, they just, you tell a lie long enough, big enough and long enough, people will believe it.
Yep, and that's exactly what's going on right now.
Yeah. Adolf Hitler proved that.
Oh, wow. Good point there.
My point was the Germans were a big, tall, blonde master race. Adolf Hitler was short, black-headed, and he wasn't even German, he was Austrian.
And yet, at the same time, he got people to believe that he was.
Yeah.
Just like right now, they got white people believing that they do have white privilege when white people never even thought about that. And then they got black people believing that white people have white privilege. And they got black people believing that they are disenfranchised, ignorant, stupid, and dumb, and can't do nothing without daddy government's help.
I'm trying to get my right white privilege. I haven't never got a hold of any of it.
Wow, so you didn't get put through the class White Privilege 101, huh?
No, I didn't get through that.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, I think you might have missed that. You were supposed to do it. I think they said once you turn around 15, 16 years old, you're supposed to be presented with the white privilege card. So,
well, I'll put it this way. Bernie Sanders is a young man.
Wow. Well, hey, I appreciate you calling in and letting us know that. And I hope we can hear from you again, sir.
You have a good one, Ty.
You too.
Bye.
All right, shout out to the caller who called in and let us know about where the origin of coon came from. And actually, he kind of threw me for a loop on that one because I didn't know that the origin came from the one in the 1920s. I thought he was talking about the one relating to how they're calling black men or black women coons now. If you show any type of intellect or any type of common sense in today's dealings, then you will be considered a coon. I don't care if you are white or black. If you are doing something wrong, you're doing something absolute ridiculous and dumb and stupid, and it can be harmful to you and other people around you, I'm going to call it as is. Now, by me doing that, and all of a sudden somebody want to jump down my throat and say all of a sudden I'm a coon or I'm a house N-word or I'm a porch N-word, then, I mean, honestly, when I was called that, I laughed. I'm not going to lie to y'all because it just sounded so funny to be called now I can say this on air. I was called a porch monkey. And I just bust out laughing because I've never heard that term to be used as a racial slur. And yeah, I was called that by somebody that looks just like me too, by the way. And I had no idea what that meant. Right. And I was just laughing and they made them more mad because I was laughing. So I learned a little important technique right there too, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody try to call me something and say something to me for harm and I laugh at them. They get that more irate. They get that more irritated. They get that more anxious. They get more mad when I do that. So, yeah, so another shout out to the caller right there for explaining to us. I never heard that term. Well, not the term. I never heard that origin that if somebody was funny, they was considered to be a coon. And as you see, that evolved into something else. But anyway, we were talking about the whole Black Lives Matter thing and how I was telling you guys that people got pimped by Black Lives Matter, and they did. But my question right now, and I can't get any of them. This is over 2 years ago what I was saying. I'm telling you, I'm telling you what I know. Look, I'm telling you. I know what pimps do. When pimps get done using those prostitutes, the prostitutes get a little old. They get a little, they start to gain a little weight. They ain't as pretty no more. The pimp is done with you. And they're like, oh, but I thought that you loved me. Girl, get out of my face. But you said I was your number one. Get out of my face, girl. Get out of my face now. Go on about your bed. So just like that, you just gonna dump me and leave me, huh? After everything I did for you. I told people, I got my video. That's what I love about these videos on YouTube. I got the video. I have the video. But you know what? I have a little clip that I want y'all to hear real quick. And this comes from the movie I, Robot. Listen to this real quick.
Somehow, I told you so just doesn't quite say it.
Did y'all hear that? Somehow, I told you so just don't quite say it. I'm up here telling people I researched Black Lives Matter. I know what they're all about. I know what the intent is. I know what the agenda is. I show black people the number one head woman of Black Lives Matter saying that all three of them are trained Marxists. People from the hood don't even know what it means. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to look. I'm not trying to generalize. I'm just saying this based off the ones I talked to. They got all mad. What is that supposed to mean? Yeah, what's wrong with being a Marxist? They don't like dudes named Mark. I mean, maybe because the reason why they Marx because all their boyfriends named. I said, dude, they didn't have boyfriends. They all lesbians. Well, maybe they had a girlfriend named Marquita. And I'm just saying, they was just getting mad because they have been saying a Marxist. You have a racist, ladies and gentlemen. You have somebody that is a racist. They thought Marxist was them being against men named Mark because they had bad relationships with dudes named Mark. So they just Marxists. They hate Marx. I said, I could not believe this. You can't make this stuff up. But anyway, my point of saying all that is that Karl Marx was a very evil person. He was all about trying to overthrow a certain type of society, which today we would name them people as capitalists. He felt that they didn't deserve what they had. He felt that they should be able to just spread that wealth. Even though they worked hard for it, they put their intellect, they put their mind, they put their energy, they put their time into building their wealth. And they want to come along and feel that they can just take that from them. We should just be able to take it because it should just be spread evenly amongst people, even though you didn't have to work for it. That's not how the world works. Everybody does not get a trophy. So even though Marxists fell short in the 1960s, a lot of folks don't know this. Marxism, they tried to implement it amongst black people to try to spread Marxism through CRT. A lot of folks didn't know that, huh? Y'all didn't know that, did y'all? They tried to spread CRT way back in the 1950s and 60s and all that, but it didn't work because it was overshadowed by Martin Luther King coming along and pushing equality and not equity. Equality. It was overshadowed by that. But now guess what happened? The very fathers who was doing this whole ordeal with Martin Luther King about equality, about civil rights and all that, they actually end up being used by the government later on. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, them all end up turning over. And because their time was over, there was no more, you want to tell you what happened? There was no need anymore for them to go around and push civil rights and push we shall overcome because America arrived. Black people increased hundreds of folds in opportunities, in positions, in jobs. We became everything that white people were. When there was a time where it was illegal for us to actually work with white people to do what white people did, black folks started to overcome. In fact, they actually started overcoming in the late 1800s post-slavery. We were more married than what white people were. Yes, y'all didn't know that, did y'all? And if there was any single mothers during that time, it was because their husband died. And those single mothers were in their 30s. They weren't these young mothers that you have today. Black people were actually doing good during a time where there was a systemic thing in place that did not allow them to work with white people, eat food with white people, drink with white people. And yet black people were increasing in hundreds of folds and becoming engineers, becoming doctors, becoming pharmacists, becoming all these great things before Martin Luther King came along. But then Martin Luther King came along and caused the civil rights movements, and all of a sudden, the nation looked at this. Oh, y'all, we can't do this no more. Let's end this. Now, it took a lot of years to end it. But where we are right now, you want to tell me that we still battling with this same thing? If you believe that, you have been deceived. And if you still think that I'm lying about it, you are choosing to be deceived because you want to use that nonsense, that lie as your firepower to move forward with the hatred you have in your heart because you're not where you want to be as a result of what you are not doing. Plain and simple. It's not anybody's fault but your own. Well, see, if the white people, nothing. It's all about you. What do you want to do? To anybody that's listening out there right now, whether you are white or black, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do? And whatever it is, what's keeping you from doing that? I can tell you right now, it's you. Now, I'm not talking about people that might be physically disabled. No, if you don't have arms, you can't be a surgeon. I'm not saying it to be mean. No, if you don't have legs, you can't be a sprinter. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what you want to do with your life, in your life. No one can keep you from doing that. There is nothing there that's keeping you from doing that but you. Don't use these negative thoughts and this rhetoric right now, this crazy evil wave as a means to you not doing what you need to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we can ready to take a break right now. We'll be back after this. You're listening to Season 92.9 and News and Talk of Bloomington Normal. What's going on, Bloomington Normal? I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. Phone number here is 309-451-9299, and you can text the show at 309-451-9299. And if you would like to see me live in the studio, go over to YouTube right now and type in Modern Renaissance Man. And then when you see the thumbnail that shows me live in the studio, click that thumbnail and tune in where I can interact with you and you can interact with me. All right, folks, so before we took that break, you guys seen that I was really going in on this whole crazy logic that BLM has pushed out to do nothing more than to focus on people's skin. And what I really like about this is this. I hate that people got deceived. But guys, it's hard for me to feel sorry for anyone that I told them what the end result was going to be. I told them, man, I know pimping when I see it. I know it. So guess what? I told them when they get what they want out of you, they are going to drop you. You're not going to hear from them. They're not going to give you an apology. They're not going to do anything. What I find really interesting is so many people that came at me, so much negativity. You hate your own race. Black Lives Matter is really trying to do something good. I said, no, they are not. No, they are not. Anybody that does not address the main issue with black people but claim that they are a new activist group or anything like that, and they're trying to better the lives of black people. If you see that they're not putting that work into black people themselves, that is a lie. Just like this administration. What are they doing? I mean, guys, I'm serious. What have they done for black people? Even when we had somebody we had Barack Obama, and I was the president, first black one. In fact, what did I do for the black people? Nothing. I didn't do a thing for black people. I just was representation, but did nothing for black people, and I intend not to do anymore. That's exactly what happened. People think that's because somebody gets into a position in a political spectrum and they look like us being black, they think that it's going to make the lives better for black people. Some of the dumbest stuff came out after Barack Obama became president. They had a woman on, she said, Barack Obama's president. We overcame. I can get a house now. You know how stupid that sounded? Like, what is this supposed to mean? So what am I saying that for? You had some black people that were heading up an organization called Black Lives Matter, which there is some people that's behind all that. George Soros, yeah, I said it, behind a lot of this stuff like that. That were simply sitting there doing nothing more than pimping black people. Al Sharpton did it. Jesse Jackson did it. The only thing people are riding off of is the past. The past is messing a lot of you guys up. Who Jesse Jackson was and Al Sharpton was in the past is not who they are right now. But people actually want to use them as if they actually are dealing with things that dealt with the past. No. Al Sharpton and them are not going to Chicago. But Jesse Jackson's not going to Chicago about black people killing black people. They're not doing nothing like that because that's not their concern. Their concern is about making that money. And if making money means I'm going to jump in and actually try to take up for black people when black people get something done wrong to them by white people, that's when they show up. So if black people's biggest issue is black people, then how come nobody is talking about that in the news media? How come nobody is talking about that in any type of big major role? Activists. Black Lives Matter. I said to who? To who? Black Lives Matter asked them who Black Lives Matters to who? They, oh my God, they try to get deep. Man, see, it's a shame, man, because you as a black man can do so much for the black community. You know what you've been through and what you've done. You can do so much for the black community. I'm up here thinking y'all don't know anything about me because I'm doing stuff for the black community right now. So what are you talking about? Yeah. But you can do so much more by doing what? Coming on board with y'all and being a misrepresentation of what y'all are about. So if I jump on board Black Lives Matter, I will be absolutely the opposite of what y'all mission statement is. When you say you want to disrupt the nuclear family, you might as well count me out right now. You done lost your mind. The reason why I'm such a strong family man is because I didn't have a father. The very thing y'all don't want black people to have. You know how terrible that is? You know how crazy that is? And then the very thing y'all pushing black people to do is one of the most rampant things amongst blacks. What do you say? Well, blacks have one of the most rampant cases of HIV and AIDS amongst the black community. And yet y'all pushing, now y'all have no idea how much it's been pushed. Why is it being pushed so hard on blacks? Why even right now? You got the lesbian, gay, oh my God, I just call it lipikia. That's how you say it, lipikia, because it's LGBTQIA, lipikia. It's being pushed so hard on blacks right now. But yet HIV is so rampant amongst blacks right now, but then yet you keep pushing that amongst blacks right now. Blacks are pushed more than anything to be dressed up like women in movies. Like right now, can y'all name movies that dealt with white people being the lead role in the movie and they're dressed up like women besides Mrs. Doubtfire? Can y'all name any of them? But what about when you go to blacks? Y'all, oh man, Big Mama's House, man, Tyler Perry, Tu Wong Fu. I mean, you would think of a whole, name some comedians that dressed up like women in, oh man, y'all, Kevin Hart did it, Eddie Murphy did it with Rasputia. I mean, y'all gonna go in on it. But if I say name some white ones, y'all gonna be like, Mrs. Doubtfire, I'm like, what else? What else? But what about blacks? Oh, you mean the Wayne brothers did it? They did white girls. Yeah, white chicks, they did that. By the way, how come they didn't get no hate for that when they dressed up in whiteface? You all know what I mean? Yeah, big, huge double standard. So why is it like that amongst blacks? Did y'all know that in Illinois right now, they have a bill passed right now that you don't even have to disclose to your partner that you have HIV. You don't even have to disclose it anymore. So what you think that's going to do? See what I'm saying? You got to look at the end game of the end game is all about destroying. They love the black community so much, they're going to let us keep on having AIDS amongst each other. They're going to push us to do more homosexuality, which is the leading cause of HIV and AIDS. Don't believe the lie. No, it's not. It's about sharing needles. That's a darn lie. That is a huge lie. I grew up around crackheads. I've seen people do this stuff all the time. Now, one of them got AIDS that way, but I do know that a bunch of men messing around with a bunch of men got AIDS and they passed it on to their spouses and all that and got it. But then you're going to encourage black people to keep on doing that. Yeah, okay, but you care about the black community. Then amongst the LGBTQ guests, this is so crazy to me. They say the people that are getting it the worst and they need so much support is the LGBTQIA. They need the most support. But then yet amongst that same community of people, blacks are still complaining that they are not getting the voice that they need. So again, to sum this thing up, don't tell me how much you love a community or how much you love your community or how much you love a particular type of people or how much you love America, because your actions are showing otherwise. You love us so much, we are steady being destroyed right now. America's being destroyed because they're letting it happen. Community is being destroyed because they're letting it happen. Black community is being destroyed because they...